Round 14, Wakefield Trinity 40 as the Trin go just 1 point behind the B, the Raw Brigade. Incredible Wakefield Trinity on the road. You won't want to be a Badger or a Fox, such is the roadkill from the Trin this season. Incredible on the road, backing up a win at the HJ Stadium with one at the LSV. This was a clinical performance from Darryl Powell's men. Yes, there was a couple of fortuitous tries in there, the two Johnstone interceptions, of course, but all in all, this was a solid win for Trinity. No doubt about that whatsoever. I mean, look, we said, didn't we, in Captain's Run, we thought there was going to be some really good battles on the field of play, Jay Pitts and Isaac Liu, and there's no doubt Jay Pitts on the night did shine, especially in defensive areas of the field. We've also had big concerns over the middle unit of Leigh all season. Rumours are, of course, abound that Tom Amone, the man himself, could return to the LSV in the next couple of weeks. And boy, do they need him. The middle unit, 207 metres from Leigh, 444 from Wakefield Trinity. That tells you everything you need to know. I mean, it was, of course, the pack to be feared 2 seasons ago. Last season, the Leigh Leopards with Mulhern and Amone and Yassi Ashton likes, Kai O'Donnell. They used to bully teams left, right and centre. They're not doing that this season. In fact, some of their biggest meter makers in this game were Edwin Ipape and Tessie Niu. Now, that's not good enough. You need your middle unit. Yes, we know Mulhern's a massive miss. If Amone comes dynamic, but at this moment in time, those middle unit folks, don't get me wrong, but he's never going to get you 120, 130 metres week in, week out like Amone, SA, and the likes. He's not going to do that for you. I think Tsubaki, I'm not convinced. I keep saying this. Penne can't even get near the side. It's big problems in the middle unit for the Leigh Leopards. And of course, if the pack isn't on top, it's very, very difficult to win games. I mean, fantastic for Oliver Russell. I mean, at the start of the season, we thought it was going to be Truman and Russell and Lino out the side. Not a bit of it. Mason Lino is set in stone. It's a battle now between Truman and Russell. And Russell has done himself no harm. I thought last week he had a really decent knock, and of course, on a different day, could have made 2 assists on the day with better time runs from Johnstone and from Rourke. In this game, it was his running game. It was his all-round game, of course, getting a couple of tries on the night as well. He had a very, very good game, did Oliver Russell. He really, really did. He had a fine match, and he'll be delighted to be almost cementing now his opportunity in the halves. After all, that is why he went to Trinity in the first place. I mean, look, there's no doubt about it. It was game on, especially in that first half. Half-time was only 18-10. And we've got to say this. For 2 games running now, Leigh Leopards have conceded a try on half-time. They did it at the Robins last week. They've done it at home this week. That's a problem as well for Adrian Lamb. For whatever reason, you can't afford to be conceding tries in the last 60 seconds in a game to which at that point was right in the balance. No doubt whatsoever. Mike McMeeken was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal in this game, and he was fully deserving of both of his tries. I mean, look, when you look at it, when you actually get into the detail of the game, not an awful lot in it. 31, though, completed sets to 24 to Trinity. That's a problem as well. They was really, really punching quite well. However, it was Leigh that had the most play the balls in the final 20 metres, but for whatever reason, they couldn't convert. They had a problem converting last week, and this is another thing that you be the Rollers out there should be a little bit concerned about. In the first 4 games of Super League, you're averaging 20 points in your 4 column and 9.75 against. It's flipped in the last 2. You've only scored an average of 7 points in the last 2 games and conceding an average of 35. And look, it's only round 6, and we know that Leigh are going to be bringing in new recruits. We know that. And I think what this particular performance says is that Leigh need to get that recruitment done as quickly as possible, because they will certainly need a half to come in and, of course, settle in. Rumours about Jake Clifford is a possibility there as well. It really now is going to be very, very important that that recruitment gets done as soon as possible. I mean, a lot of Wakefield fans after the game, rightly, absolutely buoyed by this, and why wouldn't you be? 40 points to 14 at the LSV. Very few teams are going to do that this year. It was a bumper night for you Trinity travelling supporters. Outstanding stuff indeed. But let's be fair, if Leigh were to beat Wakey next week in the Challenge Cup. Who comes out better? That's a debate, isn't it? I mean, I saw a lot of Trinity fans on social media. We had to evict some of our social media pages because they weren't showing the right level of respect. They were using disrespectful language towards Leigh. We don't have that here on Super League Raw. And if it was Leigh Leopards, we'd be doing the same. We'd be evicting them. Too much of that going on online. Keyboard warriors not welcome here at Super League Raw. But what I would say is, be careful what you wish for. For me, I think you should have been a bit respectful. I think you should have been a bit humble in your win, because next week, if Leigh were to knock you out the Challenge Cup, I can imagine that they're going to be returning serve and then some. I mean, look, it was 18-10 right up until 55 minutes before that first Johnstone interception. It really was game on, and there was a tussle going on there. But, you know, there's too many errors. I mean Leigh's defence, they had 51 missed tackles last week. That improved to 27 in this. But their error count, 15-8, that's where it was for me. They really did struggle. They lost the ball in key moments of the game when they were on top. And fair play to Wakefield Trinity. They made them pay for it. I thought, you know, for Darryl Powell and the Wakefield fans and everybody to do with Wakefield, this is wonderful for Super League. We're absolutely delighted that they're playing so well. They have scored some wonderful, wonderful tries. There's clearly a togetherness there at Wakefield Trinity this year, and it's wonderful. I thought Hanley played better in this. He had a shocker at the Robins. Nice try from him. Brandy took his as well. Great to see Frankie Holton back. Frankie Holton, a massive, massive bonus on that left edge of defence for the Leigh Leopards. I mean, Frankie, for me, you know, to come back off the cameras, a brilliant try, 91 metres, 12 carries from him, couple of 4 tackle busts as well. Frankie Holton, a great game back. He's vitally important to them, as is O'Neill on the other side. Nothing's won in round 6, but this is a great win for Wakey, and they are now in that pool of teams on 6 points in Super League. Absolutely brilliant. Right, let's get into the 3, 2, and 1, shall we? Oh, yeah, before we go there, a couple of controversies. Was the O'Brien? I was asked about this. What were my thoughts on the challenge on Armstrong early doors? For me, it was a bit clumsy. Was he tackled in the air? Did the player fall into him? It looked clumsy to me. You win some, you lose some there. As for the O'Brien one, great play from Wakefield Trinity. Definitely a hand went in there to dislodge the ball. No try. I'm very, very comfortable with that, I have to say. Very, very comfortable with that decision on the night. Right, 3, 2, 1. Who am I giving 1.2? I'm going to give it to Mason Lino. A brilliant performance from him with the boot. He marshalled his side around the pitch brilliantly well in this one. He really did. He also got 6 kicks from 7. I mean, that's a great effort from him. That's 24 points, isn't it? Is that right? No, not about 12 points. I'm getting too excited. That's 12 points on that score sheet. You know, without his accuracy with the boot, you know, it's a different game. Lino, 6 from 7, great effort, but it was his attacking kicks. It was his kicks in general play. I mean, when you consider that the kick meters from in-hand meters, 659 from Wakefield Trinity, he was putting Leigh back on their own line time and time again. And, you know, I'd love to know what you Leigh Leopards fans think out there in terms of the short kick out off as well from O'Brien. For me, that was the wrong play. Didn't understand that. We're seeing this a lot in Super League at the moment. These short kick outs, they just don't work. I don't care what anybody says. They just don't work. I think that was the Hood one that went in. Doesn't work, just really, really doesn't work. And I think, you know, like I say, at that point, you know, it's still relatively in the game at that point. But once that short kickoff went wrong on the hour mark and Liam Hood went in, it was game over. What's your thoughts on the short kickoff? You Leigh Leopards fans, let us know. The 2 points I'm going to give to Jay Pitts. He got the man of the match on Sky, rightly so. And they looked at his defensive effort in his minutes on the field. His defensive effort was fantastic. 44 tackles in this. He only missed 2 all game. He carried the ball 14 times for 67 metres. He's a brilliant player, Jay Pitts. And of him and Leo, I've already said Pitts shone. And finally, who am I giving the 3 points to? It's that man again on the road, Mike McMeeken. What a captain, fantastic he has been thus far for the Trin. 2 tries in this, a brilliant offload for the first Oliver Russell one to get things going. 38 tackles indeed, only missed 2 tackles as well. 2 tackles, 13 carries, 99 metres, a clean break in there. Mike McMeeken, absolutely different class. Wakefield Trinity, breath of fresh air yet again. We have been spoiled these last 5 or 6 years. KR, Leigh, now Trinity, adding to the quality of Super League. It's wonderful stuff. Congratulations to Darryl Powell. Congratulations to the Up the Trin. Headaches for the Leigh Leopard, but nothing's won after 6 rounds. grounds, the Be the Roarers, get behind your team. I genuinely believe some big signings are just days away and the whole complexion of your season could change. That's been another edition of In the Sheds. Leigh Leopards 14. Wakefield Trinity 40 in a season that you just can't predict. And next up today will be Catalan against Saints. One not to be missed. We'll be back within the Sheds. So